We're starting the most exciting chapter. Welcome back to Writer's Theory. I'm James Winterthorne, and today I'm sharing my 63rd writing session of my attempt to write a novel in less than 90 days. Today, we're going to start the climax of the story. So, going to begin the chapter that's going to have everything come to a head, and all the excitement and all the action that we've been working for is going to happen in this chapter. And we're going to start the first session of it today. I think I've got everything wrapped up now in terms of tying the timeline together, and can just push on now to the end of the story and see how all of this goes down. My big effort here today is going to be setting the stage for this chapter. So I'm not going to jump straight into the action, but I'm going to build up the scene for it. So, let's get into the first part of day 63, and you can see what I'm talking about. So I knew that I wanted to pick up where we left off at the outpost, and have that be the setting. And I knew that there was going to be this fight between Mercer and the hero group and Garrett's men. So I knew I wanted to do that, but I wasn't entirely sure where I wanted to take it and what the sequence of events would be. So I relied very heavily on the outline generated for me. I did a couple of iterations to get something that I liked for an outline here. And what I came out with, I did like, and it gave me enough to work with and to plan for and content to move forward with. So it was inspiring just enough to get me going. And so for this first part, I didn't want to jump right into just everybody shooting at each other. And so I have this being like a setting the stage, a planning scene, if you will, for the upcoming encounter. So I'm trying to get each character into their respective locations, to that way we as readers also know what their attempt in this upcoming fight is supposed to look like. And so Mercer here is going to each character and just reassuring them and checking on them. Partially, like, he's obviously the leader here, he's been in this kind of fight, but I want to share this more with the reader. So this is a very clearly painted picture. And so I have him just basically doing the rounds here and getting ready for the upcoming fight. And so I'm both informing the reader of what's happening, what they can expect is about to come this way. Plus, it gives us a moment of calm. It sets the stage for what is about to be a lot of action. And so I wanted to have that brief moment of just quiet before all of the noise and gunshots and explosions and all the things that we expect from the climactic sequence in a Western story. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm just setting the stage. I want to make it believable. I want to really get to know the characters a little bit more. I want to see that moment where they're a little afraid of what's coming out of the darkness. And that's my attempt here. So let's see how well I've done that in the rest of day 63. I didn't want to make I didn't want to have too long of interactions with each of the characters. And so I have him briefly working with them. I have Alvarez's use of Spanish more present here. When I go through the editing, I will make sure that's more of a feature of her character, and still have her be multilingual and educated in that regard, but still using Spanish here and there. I think it just adds to the character. So I'll change that. Another point. And here, I wanted him to go up and talk to Calm Watcher 2, who has the highest vantage point, and obviously different information to share. And so still just a moment of calm and planning. So I want them to be an expression of fear in the dialogue between the two here. And then we have Cole coming down and just getting ready, and I wanted to have like a good descriptive element here so we can kind of see and feel the environment around them before this moment comes. And that when I started this, I didn't really know how I wanted the sequence to go. Like I had said, I needed to rely on the outline. And part of the reason that I didn't know the action sequences that I wanted to do is also a reason that I did this kind of preparation scene and him going around and just making sure everything is okay. That does another function in that we spent quite a bit of time in the last chapter away from this moment. And so this also reintroduces me, it reintroduces the reader to what's happening here. So instead of just jumping in and hoping the reader figures it out, I have a little bit of a moment to reintroduce this timeline. So I think I did a pretty good job. I have at this point I have a good grasp of what I want this sequence to look like. But we'll see. Like the ending climactic sequence is always uncertain. Like you never know how it's going to go, or at least I'm rarely sure of how I want to do it. And then I just get into it and hope it works out well enough in the first go round. I don't have to redo too much of it during the editing phase. So let's do today's line of the day and see about day 63. The grasses spoke to the wind in a continuous conversation. So this comes back to that moment right at the end of this writing session, and right before the action kicks off in the next one, where there is this just calm, and all you can hear is the grass and the wind. And I pulled out this line to express that, or to show that moment before everything goes down. So that's why that's today's line of the day. So tomorrow I will pick up the action. So we're gonna turn up the dial on excitement tomorrow, and really get into this moment that we've been waiting for, and see just how much action I can cram into one writing session, and that will be tomorrow. If you would like to see that writing session, please like and subscribe. If you hit the bell, you'll be notified when the video is available, so I can share my writing with you tomorrow. Today, we are starting the final action chapter. That doesn't make any sense, does it?